Hello and welcome to Norwood News. Today is Friday, March 27th, and I'm Kristen McDonald. This week on Norwood News, the League of Women Voters hosted its annual Candidates Night. We learn about the new Coakley Middle School gym, and Clayton Cheever has this month's Moral Moment. All this and more coming up on this week's Norwood News. Each election season, the Norwood League of Women Voters hosts a candidates forum as a way for the community to learn about the candidates running for office in Norwood. Sarah Cullen of the Norwood chapter explains more.
Yeah, so our Candidates Night is an informational forum that we use to allow candidates to get their positions out to the voters. We make sure we ask everyone the same questions so that all the voters get to hear the same thing, same things from all the candidates. It's a really good year for the voters. There's 4 contested races, which we don't always see. So there's Board of Selectmen, School Committee, Finance Commission, and Board of Health. And a lot of first-time candidates, a lot of new voices. I think as many ways as possible for people to learn about who's going to be making decisions in the town is wonderful. Whether it's through NCM, through the Norwood Record, even through Facebook, or the candidates holding their own meet and greets. As many opportunities as we can give the voters to hear from the candidates is how people are going to be able to make their best informed decisions. Historically we don't get great voter turnout for municipal elections, but we would really just urge everyone to get out and vote. Like I said, there's 4 contested races this year, and a lot of empty town meeting seats if people want to run as write-in candidates. Election day is April 6th. And if you need to vote early or vote absentee, you should contact the town clerk's office or email us, and we'll tell you how. Our email address is lwvnorwoodma@gmail.com. Someone's always monitoring the emails, and we love to hear from people who want to help out, who want just more information, want to know what we're all about.
A reminder to residents that the annual town election is on Monday, April 6th. A sample ballot is now available on the Town of Norwood's website. There are 4 contested races, including Board of Selectmen, School Committee, Finance Commission, and the Board of Health. The polls will be open from 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you are not sure where your polling place is, please contact the town clerk's office at 781-762-1240. The Coakley Middle School's gym classes are as prepared as ever in the brand new gymnasium. CMS gym teacher Paul Nimblett walks us through the new additions that the students and teachers didn't have in the old building.
In all my years here, we've never had the opportunity to have the different facilities that we have here. In the old gym, it was big, but we didn't have the dividers, which is huge, especially because now we'll have different grade classes in here at the same time. So we're able to put down the divider, be able to do different activities. It's such a great opportunity, so we're trying to utilize it the best we can. And then also having the fitness center upstairs is just another game changer to be able to do workouts, have the kids use the different equipment, and spread out. So it's just a great opportunity for the kids to get so much more. It's definitely been a transition, just being able to utilize different spaces, but being able to have the different places and not just be in one gym altogether. From a scheduling standpoint, it's been a transition, but it's also been great at the same time. Like in here, we've been able to do pickleball, volleyball, basketball. We do team sports, we do team building activities, and not everyone having to do the same thing all the time, because we have 4 teachers now, which we only had 3 before, and then being able to branch out. Maybe one group's taking them to the fitness center, one group's being able to be in here. And I think the kids are seeing it more and getting more excited about activities and just being healthy and working out in general. One of the things that we have now is we have a big storage space right off the gym, which we didn't have in the old school. So like being able to have the equipment right there, accessible, being able to bring it out, and then having a place to store it is huge as well. Like that's another thing that we love about this space and this opportunity. And then it's a gorgeous gym. One of the things we also utilize is our sound system, getting kids excited, having music to get them moving. And then also we use our microphone a lot because it projects throughout the whole gym. So during activity, instead of just stopping, we can get on the microphone, talk about like rotating like teams or rotating different activities and things like that. And I think for a benefit for all, like it's just been such a great thing. And as the years go on, it's only gonna get better.
When Norwood News returns, we check out another award-winning NCM segment. Sophie Brogadier tells us what's happening in school news, and Ron Marshalsea has the latest in sports.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Ernie Pachakowski from Ernie's Jukebox, and it is my pleasure today to be talking to Gordy Marshall, who for 25 years was the touring drummer of the Moody Blues. And on Saturday night, April 11th, Gordy brings his band Go Now to the Norwood Theater. Good afternoon, Gordy, and want to welcome you to Norwood.
Thank you very much, Ernie. That's a lovely introduction. Thank you.
Well, I can't wait to meet you and see the show. So why don't you tell us, Gordy, a little bit about yourself, your bio, some of your bandmates. I looked at them. You guys got a history of some great musical chops. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
This is actually our 10-year anniversary tour. So Go Now, as a tribute to the Moody Blues, has been going for 10 years. And the gig at Norwood, which we're really looking forward to, is the first gig of our American tour for our 10-year anniversary. And for a tribute band to say that is, well, it's amazing. And as you say, we've got some amazing people in the band on this tour. Well, obviously Mick Wilson, who is most notably known as being the lead singer of the British band 10cc for many, many decades. He's our lead singer.
I did not know that.
Yeah, exactly. We have Danny Miranda, who plays with Queen, on bass, and we have a ridiculously talented guy on guitar and vocals called Patrick Duffin, who from the UK. And it's a nice tight quartet. We have meticulously recreated the sounds of those original records.
Gentle rain falls softly on my weary eyes. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band. I'm just a singer in a rock and roll band. We're just the singers in a rock and roll band. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Why do we never get an answer when we're knocking at the door? Thank you so much. See you soon.
year, the Morrill Memorial Library hosts the Norwood 101 event, a new resident open house for those looking to learn more about the library, Town of Norwood departments, and community organizations. Library Director Clayton Cheever shares the details for Norwood 101.
Whether you recently moved to Norwood, have lived here all your life, or are somewhere in between, if you want to learn more about our wonderful community and get an opportunity to talk one-on-one with our local leaders, everyone's invited to attend Norwood 101, an annual open house event next happening on Monday evening, April 13th from 6 to 7:30. Representatives and officials from the Town of Norwood departments and community organizations will be here to welcome you and answer any questions you may have. Free raffles will be provided by local businesses, and welcome bags will be distributed to the first 30 registered attendees. So visit our website to reserve your goodies and make tracks to the library on Monday, April 13th for the 2026 Norwood 101.
It's time for April's edition of Morrill Moment, featuring free programs, book recommendations, and tips for reserving passes to Boston museums.
Greetings, library lovers. Welcome to the April Morrill Moment from the Morrill Memorial Library, Norwood's public library for everyone. I'm Clayton Cheever, your library director, and I use he, his pronouns. Let's get to it. Every month, we host an open play session for children ages 2 to 6 at our satellite location in the Poirier Village Center on Roosevelt Ave. This is a great opportunity to visit this cute neighborhood treasure while kids play, connect, and grow. We'd appreciate it if you registered for this program, next happening on Friday afternoon, April 17th from 2 to 3, but we won't turn anyone away. A WIC outreach coordinator will be joining us to share information and provide free goodies. This program is funded and supported by our partnership with the Department of Early Education and the Norwood Housing Authority. This year's artist in residence is the storyteller Motoko Dworkin, and on Tuesday evening, April 21st, she'll be presenting a program for adults called Tales of Now and Zen, during which she'll blend ancient lore and original tales with traditional music and acting. This free program is funded by a grant from the Norwood Cultural Council and additional support from the Friends of the Morrill Memorial Library. Registration is required, so save your spot today. Did you know you can borrow free and reduced price passes to over a dozen museums and cultural institutions from the library? More than half of our passes are now electronic as well, meaning you can show them from your phone and don't even have to pick them up or return them. Our newest pass is to the Paul Revere Museum of Discovery Innovation. These zoo and aquarium passes are always popular, as is the Boston Children's Museum. Learn more and reserve a pass on our website today. We are very grateful to the Women's Community Committee of Norwood for their ongoing support of our Museum Pass program. Now, some book recommendations. Fiona Robinson's picture book, The Bluest of the Blues, is a biography of botanist and early photographer Anna Atkins. This is an inventive, visually rich portrayal of a pioneering woman in science that thoughtfully traces Atkins' lifelong fascination with the natural world and her groundbreaking photography. This next book is by a local Norwood author. Autumn Allen's debut novel for teens, All You Have to Do, is earning strong critical praise for its electric, emotionally resonant dual timeline narrative about two black students confronting racism in elite academic spaces. Kirkus Review said it's a must-read, noting its sharp exploration of activism, identity, and the personal cost of speaking up. We are so proud to have Autumn in our local community. While Autumn's novel asks us to consider how young people navigate injustice in academic spaces, Jung Yun widens the lens to adulthood and to the ways history shapes our most personal choices. Her novel, All the World Can See, offers a more reflective, deeply human shift in tone. Yun's novel is a thoughtful, deeply human story set aboard a cruise ship in the tense days immediately following 9/11, where three strangers confront regret, memory, and shifting identities. Yoon excels at illuminating how ordinary lives intersect with historic moments. She has perceptive observations and very compelling writing. I highly recommend her work. Following a story that lingers in memory and introspection, it feels fitting to close with a writer who understood the emotional landscape better than almost anyone. April's also Poetry Month, so I present to you the poetry of Pablo Neruda, a comprehensive nearly 1,000-page collection that is celebrated as the most extensive English-language volume of Neruda's work. Here you will find a sweeping view of his love poems, political verse, and meditations on nature. We also have many shorter poetry collections to meet all your needs. As we welcome April's longer days and new beginnings, I hope one of these books will find its way into your spring reading. In addition to books, we have so many other things you can borrow. Looking to improve the quality of the soil in your garden? Maybe this soil sieve kit can help. With 3 mesh sleeves, depending upon how fine you want to sift your dirt, this can really help you set up your pots and beds for optimal growing conditions. These and so many other great games, tools, puzzles, electronics, and more are available in our Library of Things. Visit our website and browse a collection from the Books and More menu to see what other treasures we have waiting for you. Before I sign off, I want to thank our dear friends of the library. Anytime the library is open, you can browse our ongoing book sale in the nook just by the door to our parking lot. Proceeds from the Friends sales provide support for library programs throughout the year, including the funds for crafts and supplies for programs for kids and teens. They also provided funds this month for the puzzle race on the 11th and the Tales of Now and Zen I already mentioned. Please make sure you have an active membership in the Friends and support them whenever possible, as they make possible so much of what we present here. We are so grateful for all the support. And that's a wrap for this Morrow Moment. I'm Clayton Cheever, your guide through the wonders of the library, wishing you an awesome April. We can't wait to see you at the library. Until next time, happy reading.
Now let's toss it over to Sophie Brogadier for the latest in school news.
I'm Sophie Brogadier, and let's check out what's happening in our Norwood schools. In Norwood High School News, the Mustang Gazette is a digital news website produced and published by students taking Journalism Lab 1, 2, 3, and 4 with journalism teacher and advisor Elizabeth Callahan. JLab students are reporters and writers, and last month, senior Tori Roderick's article, NHS students are carrying something other than their backpacks, their stories, has been chosen by the New England Scholastic Press Association as one of the winners of its 25-26 localizing contest. NESPA is based in Boston University's College of Communication and promotes all forms of student journalism. Go to nhsmustanggazette.com to read this article and many more features written by NHS students. Congratulations to Tori. 3D Design 2 students at NHS created a set of functional pieces made using a variety of ceramic techniques that include hand building and using the pottery wheel. All the artwork is fired twice, once to turn it into stoneware, and then students add colors and designs using glaze, which, when the ceramic pieces are fired again, permanently fuse to the surface of the work. Students select their theme and function and then create their artworks. Most students choose to make plates, bowls, cups, and mugs, which means one of the best ways to critique the functionality of their artworks is to use the pieces. The critique is a tea party theme, with students bringing in food and beverages for us to test their designs. It is a fun way to celebrate their hard work and to also critique their functional designs. At the Coakley Middle School, 7th grade students learn how to take their vital signs and then apply their knowledge to target heart rate, factors to staying healthy, and diagnosing disease. Ask your 7th grader what they learned. In 5th grade science, the young biologists explored the importance of decomposers and composting. They add food scraps to a composer and handle little decomposers from their worm farm. Then they wash their hands. Save your food scraps, our new little mascots get hungry. And CMS had a bit of luck last week as they celebrated St. Patrick's Day with spirit. We may have even spotted a rainbow at the end of the day. The Cleveland School celebrated St. Patrick's Day with a sea of green, Irish music, and the annual visit by the Harney Irish Step Dancers. The Cleveland School held an assembly to honor firefighter Paul and wish him well. Students expressed their appreciation for his selfless service and dedication with cards, speeches, and helpful retirement tips. Firefighter Paul will be missed.
You are the best! To you, sun and shade. Congratulations!
The 4th graders at the Balch recently took their field trip to Gillette Stadium. Students were given a tour of the Patriots Hall of Fame, including a short film about the history of the New England Patriots. They were able to see the exhibits on display, including the oldest football, the 6 Super Bowl trophies, and autographed jerseys of many players. Students were also able to experience an interactive part of the tour, which was a lot of fun. They tried their foot at kicking field goals, trying on uniforms, and even trying to spike a ball as hard as Gronk. After their tour, they were assembled into teams to use materials to build small bridges. They had to plan, design, and build a small bridge that could hold different amounts of weight. They were also given materials to plan, design, and build a tower as tall as possible without getting knocked over. It was a great way to spend the day, and everyone had a great time. The Oldham School recently held a celebration recognizing students' efforts in both Character Strong and ST Math, highlighting the character trait of perseverance. During the event, the school community came together to recognize student role models who demonstrated perseverance in their learning and interactions with others. Students reflected on the strategies they use when faced with challenges, whether working through a difficult ST Math puzzle or pushing through moments when learning feels tough. The celebration served as a reminder that making mistakes, trying again, and not giving up are important parts of the learning process. By connecting perseverance with both character development and problem solving in math, the Oldham continues to encourage students to build resilience and confidence as learners. The event was a positive opportunity to recognize student growth and celebrate the many ways students demonstrate perseverance each day. Third graders at the Prescott School participated in a wax museum. Directly tied to the third grade MyView curriculum's unit on biographies, students picked a historical figure, artist, athlete, politician, or otherwise famous person. They researched their famous person by reading a biography and taking notes to describe the relationship between a series of events using language that pertains to time, sequence, and cause and effect. Students used these notes to recall information from experiences or gather information from print and digital sources. Students showcased this learning on a visual timeline of events. Students exemplified third grade speaking and listening standards by recounting their famous person's experience with appropriate facts and relevant descriptive details, speaking clearly at an understandable pace. With the help of teachers and families, students even dressed up as their character. Viewers saw everyone from Marco Polo to Simone Biles to Jane Goodall. This was a successful culminating activity showcasing the many reading, writing, speaking, and listening talents of the Prescott third graders. The LMPA is so lucky to have a space dedicated to STEM in their makerspace. STEM integrates science, technology, engineering, and math through play-based activities, fostering problem-solving skills in children. The students are able to come in weekly with their class. There are theme-based activities out on the tables for the children to enjoy. In October, the students set up ramps to see how fast or slow a pumpkin can roll, depending on its size and the texture of the ramp. In December, the children create gingerbread houses made from cups and index cards as the frosting. The kids use pom-poms to decorate and see how many they can balance on top of their house. In March, the students filled pots with pennies. They had to count how many pennies it took for their pot to sink. These activities make learning both meaningful and fun for every student. That wraps up this week's school news. Thank you to all the teachers who keep us in the loop with their updates. It really helps us see the wonderful things happening in our schools. Reporting for Norwood School News, I'm Sophie Brogadier. And now here's Ron Marshalsea with the latest in sports.
I'm Ron Marshalsea, and this is your sports update. The spring season hasn't kicked off just yet, but NCM wanted to recognize a legendary coach who announced that she will not be returning to the sidelines next year. Head coach of the girls basketball team, Kristen McDonald, tweeted the following out last Tuesday. After a lot of thought, I've made the tough decision to step away as coach of the Norwood girls team. It's been the honor of a lifetime to coach these incredible young women and to do it alongside a coaching staff that I absolutely adore. Steve, Joey, Liz, and Jim, thank you from the bottom of my heart. Basketball has been one of my true loves in life, but I'm excited to give my other loves some extra time and attention. My amazing wife, my family, which includes 2 basketball-loving nieces, and my tribe of friends. Being called coach has been one of the greatest privileges of my life. To my players, past and present, thank you for letting me be a part of your lives and for being a huge part of mine. I love you all to my core. Thank you for raising the collective bar and for not settling for anything less. In a world full of average, you became great. We talked a lot about life lessons, but number one will always be to enjoy the ride. I know I certainly have. And everyone at NCM has certainly enjoyed watching your career, Kristen, and we were absolutely privileged to have been able to broadcast the last 7 years with you as the Mustangs head coach. All of your former players will look back on their time on the court with you as an important part of their high school memories. You have more than earned the right to step back, and all of us wish you the best and want to remind you that there is always a pair of headphones in the broadcast booth with your name on. And that is all I have for this sports update. I'm Ron Marshalsea, and Norwood News will be right back after this break.
What is Community Access Television? Community Access Television programs are produced by Norwood residents who may or may not have professional experience. Part of Norwood Community Media's mission is to provide residents the opportunity to create programs using a professional studio and equipment. Norwood Community Media provides the studio, equipment, and technical support, but has no input in the content of the program. The opinions and views expressed on community access programs are strictly those of the program's producers and participants. To learn more about community access, please reach out to Norwood Community Media.
A public hearing was held Monday night by the Planning Board for 1325 to 1369 Boston Providence Highway and 112 Sumner Street, the former Sky Restaurant property. An application for a major project special permit has been submitted for a motor vehicle sales facility with open lot storage and more than 100 parking spaces. McGovern Auto Group is the applying party. After detailed presentations of the proposed project and input from the public, the Planning Board continued the hearing. The Planning Board will meet again on April 13th. Some will call it the end of an era. After 30 years as member of the Board of Selectmen, Bill Plasko will not be seeking re-election. With more than 56 years of dedicated service to the town, he has worn many hats: selectman, town moderator, and member of the Finance Commission. At his final meeting, Chair Amanda Groh asked for a motion to allow Bill to serve as chairman one last time. In true fashion, Bill kept his farewell short and sweet, leaving us the way he served, with humility and dedication.
You know, it's been quite a ride, quite a trip. It's been like a roller coaster. At times it's been really rough, up and down, throw you all around, but I've enjoyed it immensely. I thank the voters for having trust and confidence in me all these years. I've been elected to the board 11 times, and also to the Finance Commission and town moderators, Mr. Donnelly pointed out. And to have that kind of support all these years is really touching, and I appreciate it. And I was going to give a little lecture, but instead of that, I'm simply going to say good night and good luck.
Thank you, Bill, for your decades of service and commitment to our community. The school committee met briefly to vote on the FY27 budget and approval of the budget subcommittee handbook. The committee then took a moment to recognize the service and dedication of two longtime members, Teresa Stewart and Anne Marie Mazzola, who will be attending their final meeting.
It's hard to believe that this is the last school committee addendum I'll share. It feels impossible to reflect on 9 years of service in this role and express it adequately in only a few minutes. I first ran in 2017 when I was the parent to a kindergartner at the Willett and a fourth grader at the Callahan. To put that into perspective, my kids are now freshmen in high school and freshmen in college. It's a lot of time that has gone by. At the time, in 2017, I was a room parent at the Callahan and a lunch volunteer at the Willett. I was in the schools often, and I saw firsthand what was happening, and I knew I wanted to impact change. And it was a very last-minute decision, as Jody knows. I walked around in a snowstorm getting my 50 signatures that were due the next day. But I put my name in, I ran, started out contestant. One person dropped out, and then the other two of us got elected. I ran in 2017 with a couple goals. I wanted to improve the budget process. I think we've done that. I wanted to support our teachers. I hope we've done that. I wanted to equip all staff with more professional development and social emotional learning tools. I know we've done that. I wanted to help the schools be safer for all students and staff. This will always be a work in progress, but I think we've done a lot. And I wanted to ensure that all students had opportunities, and I think we've done that.
So I did decide to run and ran around and got my signatures just in time for the election to get pushed because of COVID to June. which was another whole host of issues. But I did run. I ran unopposed that year. So I was like, oh, I'm in. This is happening. Left the softball program in good hands and switched over. And it was a very interesting year. As Joan said, I didn't actually meet any of my fellow committee members for about a year. But I didn't want to quit after that first year. So I was like, this is good. I'm going to keep going. I had some really great memories. I have some really great memories of being on the committee. I have, my favorite things obviously are interfacing with the staff and the students. I became chair 2 years, next year? I don't even remember. I was chair for like 4 years, right? 3 years? 3. I was like, oh my God. And one of my favorite things to do was go to convocation. That was always my favorite, to just be able to speak words of encouragement to the staff and then, watch the really silly videos that were put together. The enthusiasm was fantastic, and I really, really enjoyed that. I also really enjoyed interfacing with the SAC, the Student Advisory Council. Yes. I always get that one wrong. I really loved their passion and just their willingness to give us all of their input and really want to make things better for their for the schools. Not only their school, these are high school members who were trying to go and make the elementary schools better. This was a really wonderful group of students. I loved all the arts and the athletics and every time that Mr. Kerr and Mr. Longley came and gave us updates. My heart would swell with pride because I'm, technically still a carpetbagger. I moved here when I was 10, but I went to school here, all elementary all the way up, and so I'm a Mustang. I get really excited when they would talk about these kids and their achievements. I'm hearing about DECA tonight, just fantastic.
The school committee will meet again on April 8th after the election on Monday, April 6th. At the Public Safety Building on Thursday night, an information session was held to answer questions the public may have about the upcoming public safety operational override. Members of the staff were on hand to answer any questions. The override will go to town meeting in the spring for a vote to be put on a special election ballot. The countdown is on, and Dancing with the Norwood Stars is just 1 week away. Be sure to tune in to the NCM Community Channel on Friday, April 3rd, with showtime kicking off at 8 p.m. At the 27th Video Festival hosted by the Alliance for Community Media Northeast, Norwood Community Media's 20th celebration won first place in the Access and Community Media category. Let's relive NCM's special award-winning 20-year celebration held live right on the Norwood Town Common.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. My name is Jack Tolman. Today is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024, and we're here live from the Town Common here at Norwood. We've got the Farmers Market behind us. We have an art show, but why we're here is because Norwood Community Media is celebrating our 20th anniversary, so what better way to do it is live right here in the middle of Norwood. I'm joined here by Scott Murphy and Bill Plasko, who were really part of the formation of Norwood Community Media back in 2004. So Bill, right on cue, we have the 5 o'clock bell ringing here. Can you tell me how you remember Norwood Community Media at the time, Norwood Public Access, started?
Well, we go back all the way to Adams Russell was the first provider of public access TV in Norwood. They were bought out by Comcast. Comcast license was coming up for renewal. The Cable Commission started as early as 2002 dealing with that issue. They were having some problems with Comcast was playing hardball with the license terms of the license because Norwood Municipal Light was getting to the business. So this was the first time the town was going to have two providers. And they wanted to make sure they had what they called an equal playing field. And there was discussions about how do you accomplish that. And Gordy Smith from the Cable Commission and Joan Jacobs, they came to me as chairman of the Board of Selectmen at the time and asked to get involved in negotiating the issue because they felt like they were up against the wall, just not able to go any further. And so we started those negotiations, and along the way we decided to throw into the mix that we weren't that happy with the local public access PEG work that was going on in town, and wanted to see that expanded and more professionalized, and also wanted more money contributed to it, the cause. And they really didn't want to do that, and it was hard to say, is one company going to run, because at that time Comcast was running the studio and so forth, were they going to continue to do that and Norwood Light give them money, or were each going to have their own studios? How was it going to be resolved?
Right.
And we resolved it that we would get funding from both providers, and we would set up or have set up work with a third-party nonprofit to actually run the programming.
What was the first thing you did? Was it
That's
the
a great
election?
question. Well, see, we have a server that we can look back, and we really think that the first thing might have been a spring town meeting.
Okay.
Because we started in March and then April, but probably a town meeting. But what I do know for a fact, and I looked it up because I'm sitting next to you, is that on September 9th, 2004, we did the very first episode of Norwood Digest on VHS.
Yeah.
So this is the first episode, and Jack, what is great is you were our first volunteer. I mean, you were the very first person who we mic'd up and did some original programming with. And before this interview, I looked it up. There's over 250 searches under Digest in our server. Not all programmings, but anything. If you search under Norwood Digest, 250 programs come up, including many, many, many Norwood Digests.
Wow. Who knew? Well, you.
Yeah.
Well, so do you want to talk about highlights or do you want to talk about the program?
Well, what we want to do is just let the community know that, for 20 years, we've enjoyed bringing transparent government coverage to everybody. We've enjoyed our local programming, and we have, people like you to thank for that, to be in front of the camera. And, we have all the staff that are all graduates of Norwood High and the program here. So it's
And some that have come and gone were all graduates
yes,
as well.
Yeah, and gone on, and we have a wall of fame out back. But yeah, so I mean, that's what we're doing. We're celebrating 20 years of doing all things Norwood.
A little birdie told me that this is NCM's 20th anniversary of being on the air and bringing all of the news, everything possible, every event. You guys have missed nothing. Norwood's home for, your home for everything Norwood is just a phrase that encompasses all the hard work you do. So special mention to Sarah Sullivan, the glue that holds it all together at the studio, but Megan Corbett, Brian Boudreau, Ronnie Marshalsea, Kiki Thaxter, Jack Tolman, congratulations, Norwood.
And as a member of the board of directors, how would you describe the staff that works here at Community Media, at Norwood Community Media, and the programming that Norwood does, that we do?
Well, having been seen as kind of like wearing two hats, I've just been, a volunteer, calling some games for NCM. And so I can, from that standpoint, just the crew that is behind the scenes, right? The amount of work that goes into producing and putting together, again, whether it be a sports program, a town program, Norwood Digest, the amount of work behind the scenes is second to none. It really is. It's so much fun to watch all of the effort and energy that goes into these shows. And from a board member, I think what I've been able to see is Jack's kind of up at the top, but I almost see NCM as it goes not top to bottom, but side to side, because everybody comes up with different ideas, different thoughts, different programs, and everybody works collaboratively together. It's so much fun to watch. And when the new stuff comes out, man on the street interviews or the treats or whatever it is, they're just so well put together, and you can just feel the energy from everybody. It's great to be a part of. I love being a part of it.
Boudreaux and Kiki Thaxter, who both work for NCM full time. Now, Bowie, do you mind telling me a little bit of what's going on in the truck right now?
Hi, Brian. How are you?
Good. I'm doing great.
Excellent. So right now, this is like mission control, right?
Yeah, that's
so. Yep. I have the switcher right in front of me. The switcher is what cuts all the cameras, so you can see everything. You can see what's happening outside. We have videos down here that we've been playing in between interviews. This controls all of that. My associate, Miss Thaxter, over here, is controlling all the audio. We currently have it down right now because if we turn it up with you in here and this, it's not good. But yeah, so I have my script here. We have instant replay over here for game time. Yep. Ron's over by where all the camera controls are and the brains of everything. So there's a lot happening in here, and it's kind of cool because you can it's basically the high school studio.
Yeah.
And you can take it anywhere with an internet signal. You can bring this truck, set up 3 cameras, go live, and have a full-scale production.
One thing I hate being on camera, as you know.
She does not like this at
but
all.
One thing
right.
I really wanted to say is,
Right.
if you work at a place for 16 years, you're 20, but if you work at a place for 16 years, you have to like something about it.
Right.
Obviously I do like it, but what I like is helping people.
Right.
And Norwood Community Media helps the community.
Yes.
Whether it's the town, going into that town hall and doing COVID updates with Segal, or whether it's going down to Marcy's and doing a whole segment at the Juice Bar about her new location, and you're helping a small business owner, or Andrea Dixon, who passed away from cancer, but so many fundraisers, and Giles Parker, and I joke about Norwood, but there's no place like this community, and that's our middle name is community. So that's my favorite part. You guys are my favorite part too, but the work, you have to like the work you do. And I want to help people, and I want to help this community, and that's what we do, and that's what we do with every segment that we produce.
I think listening to Megan speak right now, I think you can hear the passion that she has, how we care about what we do, and we have the impact to reach people. And just recently, the video you did about Paul Alberta's passing and his family, where we have the ability in this field to produce something that can be emotionally touching, as that is special, that the family will have and save.
Yeah, and I think I got to check the clock because we got selectmen at 6:30.
Right,
got to get Kiki over there.
We got deadlines.
But another thing is, COVID was such a horrible time. But for Norwood Community Media, it was one of our better times because we were able to help. We were able to go to Dr. Sal Perla at Norwood Hospital and Segal Reese and Tony Mizuko, and they were giving us updates that were hyper-local, and I think it put some people at ease because it was like, all right, things in Norwood are okay, or this is the update in Norwood, or this is where I can get takeout in Norwood. You're not getting that on Channel 5.
Right.
This is hyper-local, and COVID, yes, was it not a great time for many, but I think NCM thrived during COVID, and it really showed how much we could help the community and be there for the community because we didn't miss a beat and we didn't stop.
I can't say it better than that. I mean, Megan is right. I mean, we really reached out to the community. We feel part of the community. We feel like, that we're an asset to the community and we help. We really appreciate everybody who has given us feedback in the past 20 years. Can't believe it's been 20 years. But here we are at the Town Common and having a great time. We've got people here watching us. And we just want to thank everybody that has sent an email to thank us, to compliment us. We really appreciate all the feedback that we get. And so on behalf of all the staff, I want to thank everybody. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I want to thank everybody who really, has reached out to us over the past 20 years, whether it's been a game or something at COVID or any kind of human interest story. We enjoy what we do, and we enjoy doing it for you. So on behalf of everybody, I think we can sign off. So on behalf of Norwood Community Media, we celebrate 20 years with the town of Norwood, and thank you.
Well, that's a wrap for this edition of Norwood News. For the latest updates and stories, be sure to follow Norwood Community Media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Thanks for tuning in, and from all of us here at NCM, have a great weekend.